This meeting of the Servers Board of Directors is now being recorded for record-keeping purposes. By participating in this session, you're consenting to the recording, retention, and future viewing of this meeting. This meeting is now being live-streamed. Thank you.
Thank you. I will now call this meeting to order of the State Employees Retirement System, Thursday, March 25th, 2021 at 4:10 p.m. It should be a short meeting, famous last words. However, I need at this point, a roll call of the board members. Terry.
Mr. Erdman, on behalf of Senator DeSanto.
Here.
Chair Philman.
Here.
Mr. Acco, on behalf of Representative Frankel.
Here.
Treasurer Garrity.
I'm here.
Ms. Marchowski, on behalf of Senator Hughes.
Present.
Mr. Jordan.
Here.
Representative Schemmel.
Here.
Ms. Soderberg.
Here.
Mr. Thal.
Here.
Mr. Flanagan, on behalf of Secretary Vague.
Here.
Thank you very much. All here but for Mr. Becker, Chairman.
Okay, thank you very much. We now go for the adoption of the agenda. A motion is in order to adopt the agenda for the March 25th, 2021 board meeting. Do I hear a motion to that effect?
So moved.
I hear a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Anyone on the question? Hearing none. All in favor, aye? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, thank you very much. We now will go into the item number 4, committee reports, action items. Mary Soderberg does such a heck of a job chairing committees. We have her give 2 in a row today, in charge of 2 committees at once. So, Chairman Soderberg, you have the floor.
Thank you. This afternoon, the Finance and Member Services Committee held a joint meeting with the Defined Contribution Committee. The joint meeting was called to order at 1:08 p.m. on March 25th, 2021. We had a number of presentations this afternoon. The first presentation was by Callan Associates, who gave an overview on the investment fees for the defined contribution plan and the deferred compensation plan. They noted that in all of our investment options, our fees are below the median fees of their respective peer groups, so that's a very good thing. Chris Houston, who in his capacity is the acting chief compliance officer, also met with us to ensure that all the proper protocols were followed by both staff and board members with our review of the defined contribution plan and deferred compensation plan. Then Sarah, and I just want to emphasize that the final report, the written report, is up on board docs for more detailed review, but just to summarize the afternoon, Sarah McSurdy, who is our chief financial officer, provided us a background on the newer mandatory defined contribution plan that was just recently implemented several years ago, and then the mature voluntary deferred compensation plan, which we have been managing since the late 1980s. She summarized the fees and expenses associated with each of them. And in this whole effort over the last couple of months of reviewing these numbers, we were able to negotiate a reduction in our third-party administrative cost from $59.50 down to $55.80. So $55.80 per year. So that was a very good thing that came out of that. Ms. McSurdy went on then to provide information on the funding sources for the defined contribution plan and the associated budget. We had some discussion at the committee level regarding this, and the committee deliberated and decided not to take any further action on charging participants the TPA fee for the defined contribution plan. She then continued on with a discussion of the deferred compensation plan, which is the more mature voluntary plan that we manage here at at SERS. And our consultant, Callan, also presented their analysis and made some recommendations for charging an administrative fee in addition to the TPA fee to plan participants. And with that, Mr. Chair, I would like to make a motion.
You have the floor. Go ahead.
Okay. I move that the State Employees Retirement Board accept the recommendation of the Finance and Member Services Committee as authorized by Section 4521.2 of the Fiscal Code to, number one, reduce the current monthly third-party administrative fee for the participants of the Deferred Compensation Plan from $4.95 to $4.65, effective July 1, 2021. And, number two, assess all participants of the Deferred Compensation Plan whose account balance exceeds $5,000 a separate fee for the board expenses to administer the Deferred Compensation Plan, consisting of a monthly flat fee of $1 plus B, an annual asset-based fee calculated as 2 basis points of the account value and not to exceed $50 annually, with both the flat fee and the appropriate portion of the asset fee to be withheld on a monthly basis from individual investment accounts, effective July 1, 2021. May I have a second? Or
Can we have a second, please?
Second.
I heard a second. Terry, roll call. Or who's doing roll call?
I'll do roll call.
Okay.
Mr. Erdman, on behalf of Senator DeSanto.
Aye.
Chair Philman.
Aye.
Mr. Acco, on behalf of Representative Frankel.
Representative Frankel's here.
Representative Frankel.
Aye.
Thank you. Treasurer Garrity.
Aye.
Ms. Marchowski, on behalf of Senator Hughes.
Aye.
Mr. Jordan.
Aye.
Representative Schemmel.
Aye.
Ms. Soderberg.
aye.
Mr. Thal.
Aye.
Mr. Flanagan, on behalf of Secretary Begg.
Aye.
That concludes the roll call. Yes, that concludes the vote, sir.
Okay, it was unanimous. Thank you very much. Committee report.
Okay, I have 2 more motions, sir. I move that the State Employees Retirement Board accept the recommendation of the Finance and Member Services Committee to direct the staff of the Deferred Compensation Plan to draft proposed conforming amendments to the 5th amended and restated Deferred Compensation Plan for officers and employees of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania document, and the 3rd amended and restated trust declaration for the Deferred Compensation Plan for officers and employees of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania document to reflect the board's decision to charge participants the approved fees for the board expenses and to present the proposed amendments to the board at its June 2021 meeting.
It's been properly moved. Do I hear a second? Do I hear a second?
Second.
I hear a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Erdman, on behalf of Senator DeSanto.
Aye.
Chair Philman.
Aye.
Representative Frankel.
Aye.
Treasurer Garrity.
Aye.
Ms. Marchowski, on behalf of Senator Hughes.
Aye.
Mr. Jordan.
Aye.
Representative Schemmel.
Aye.
Ms. Soderberg.
Aye.
Ms. Soderberg.
Aye.
Mr. Thal.
He doesn't like coronavirus?
Mr. Flanagan, on behalf of Secretary Begg.
Aye.
That concludes the vote and unanimous.
We're not gonna share.
I know, Okay. but
Thank you very much. Committee report.
And
Tony, your phone's on.
Come on, I hate it.
Sorry
My-
about that.
the final motion, I move that the State Employees Retirement Board accept the recommendation of the Finance and Member Services Committee to direct the staff of the Deferred Compensation Plan to work with its investment consultant to develop a proposed fee policy for establishing and periodically reviewing fees and adjusting such fees as needed, and to present the proposed fee policy to the board in conjunction with the 2023-2024 budget cycle.
It's been properly moved. Do I hear a second? Do I hear a second? I hear it. Roll call, please.
Mr. Erdman, on behalf of Senator DeSanto.
Aye.
Chair Philman.
Aye.
Representative Frankel.
Aye.
Treasurer Garrity.
Aye.
Ms. Marchowski, on behalf of Senator Hughes.
Aye.
Mr. Jordan.
Aye.
Representative Schemmel.
Aye.
Ms. Soderberg.
Aye.
Mr. Thal.
Aye.
Mr. Flanagan, on behalf of Secretary Vague.
Aye.
That concludes the vote, Chairman, unanimous in
Thank you
favor.
very much. Committee report?
Sir, that concludes my report of the joint committee meeting of the Finance and Member Services Committee and the Defined Contribution Committee.
Thank you, Chair. Good report, and there were good meetings, too. With that, the rest of our agenda is pretty clear. There is no old business. There is no new business. Special presentations, none. Reports of Executive Director and agency staff, there are none. Executive session, not necessary, so there's none. Before I adjourn, Terry, do you have any announcements?
I do not. No, the next board meeting, April 28th, it looks like we have that down to, we looked at the agenda items on tap, and we won't need 2 days. We should be able to get the business done in 1 day, so you can update your calendars.
Well, that's great. We're leaving you with some good news. So with that, a motion to adjourn is in order.
Mr.
I hear a
Chair.
motion. I hear a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Mr. Chair,
Wait,
Oh,
wait,
question.
I think somebody's.
yeah,
Go ahead.
there's
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
This is Paul Schemmel. Before we move to adjourn, I have a motion that I would like to make with regard to the defined compensation plan.
I'll look to Joe Marcochi to,
Yes, that is appropriate, Chairman. Our practice is, if there are matters in front of the committees, even if the committees do not recommend action, that does not prevent those topics from being discussed at the board meeting by members of the board who were not committee members or who otherwise disagreed with the action of the committee, because it's the majority of the full board that actually asks. So it is appropriate if Representative Schemmel wants to visit any of the issues on the committee agenda that were not dealt with or acted on by the committee.
Representative, just wanted to make sure it was a legal opinion. You have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I was not a member of the Finance Committee, so I was not able to make a motion, obviously, during that meeting. But my motion refers to the defined compensation plan. I'll read it. I move that the State Employees Retirement Board, as authorized by the State Employees Retirement Code and in coordination with the Defined Contribution Plan's third-party administrator, assess each defined contribution plan participant a monthly third-party administer fee of $4.65 to be withheld from individual investment accounts effective July 1st, 2021. That's the totality of my motion, and I will leave it then, I guess, for a second, and then any discussion. I'm happy to make comments at that time.
It's been properly moved. Is there a second? Is there a second?
I can second it.
There's been a second by the treasurer. Is there any discussion on the motion?
Mr. Chair,
I
if
just
I
have-
may. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, just my clarification is, are you proposing this $4 TPA as an additional fee that they don't pay now? Is that what you're saying?
That is correct. That would be just the participant members paying the administrative fee of the TPA. This is an industry standard manner for handling the administrative fees from defined contribution plans. The will of the General Assembly was to create the defined contribution plan for the very reason of getting the Commonwealth out of the business of paying fees. These retirement plans are not, as was characterized, I think, maybe inaccurately during the committee discussion, it was characterized as a savings account. They're not. they are investment accounts and they belong to the participant, not to the Commonwealth. Therefore, just as with most, nearly all, defined contribution plans with which I'm familiar, it is appropriate for them, the participants, also to carry the cost of the administrative fee and not to have the independent agencies, who are the employers, the Commonwealth, bear that expense. Thank you very much for your indulgence.
I appreciate that. I just have one comment then. My comments I made before when this came up would stand that I do have a problem with the fact that there are very low amounts in these accounts. These are brand new employees at the lower end of the pay scale, and that I think this is an undue burden on them to put this in place, especially after the fact where they really haven't been in place for a long period of time. Any other comments or questions?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes,
I have a question.
Secretary Soderberg.
So just for clarification on this motion, this would be a fee that would take effect, I assume, with the next fiscal year, and it would be a monthly fee no matter what the dollar value is in the account. Is that correct?
The way the motion is made, yes, it would begin July 1st. So it actually doesn't apply to accounts from the past. And it's simply the administrative fee. So administering the accounts is spread across all participants. So it would be uniform because the cost of administration should be uniform. And once again, this is an industry standard way. If someone has an alternate view of how to spread these costs, I'm certainly interested in hearing that. But I believe that the cost should be spread amongst the participants, not the employing agencies.
Any other comments or questions?
Looks like Mr. Thal, or Greg Thal, Chairman.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I think we made great changes in the Act 5 redesign of the pension system for future employees. And I think the major thing we did was shift the risk from the employer to the employees. I think putting this fee additionally onto the employees is not a prudent move, and for that reason I'm going to be voting no on the motion.
So noted. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay, it's been properly moved and seconded. We'll now have a roll call vote. Terry?
Mr. Urban, on behalf of Senator DeSanto.
No.
Chair Philman.
No.
Representative Frankel.
No.
Treasurer Garrity.
Aye.
Ms. Marchowski, on behalf of Senator Hughes.
No.
Mr. Jordan.
No.
Representative Schemmel.
Aye.
Ms. Soderberg.
No.
Mr. Thal.
No.
Mr. Flanagan, on behalf of Secretary Vague.
No.
Okay, that is 8 noes and 2 yeas. No, yeses.
The motion fails for the majority. Thank you, Representative. Any other business? Seeing none, a motion is in order to adjourn. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
So moved.
Motion, I hear a second.
Second.
I hear a motion and a second. Anyone in the question? Hearing none. All in favor, aye.
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 All opposed, no. Motion is carried. Thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy until April 28th when we meet again. Thanks, everybody, for a good job today.
Thank you, everyone.
Take care.
Thanks all.
Okay.